Hi friends, Christine McKinley here with the Orlando Real Estate Chicks, and today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things in the world to talk about, and that is new construction in Winter Park, Florida. Now, if you are finding this video and you are considering making a move to Winter Park, definitely reach out to me. I have lived in Winter Park and I love the area. I love everything about Florida life in Winter Park, and I really love new construction. My last house was a Winter Park new construction house, and I could not recommend it enough. And if you're still in the discovery phase about Central Florida and you're like looking at YouTube videos about different cities, I have a lot of videos on Seminole County, Winter Park, and Maitland on my YouTube channel. A lot of people who move into this area, they're between Winter Park and Oviedo, or they're between Winter Springs and Oviedo, maybe they're between Maitland and Winter Park. And so I have a lot of videos that break down the differences between all of those cities so that hopefully you can find your best fit. My last video was on new construction in Oviedo. This is a whole different animal in Winter Park, and I'll tell you why. The new construction in Oviedo, Florida is going to be where a builder bought a giant plot of land, acres and acres of land, and they're building a subdivision. So that's what's happening in Oviedo. That's what's happening with single family homes and townhomes in Oviedo. But Winter Park is different because Winter Park does not have these big plots of land where a developer is coming and building like 20 homes. Not for single family anyways. Townhomes is a different story, so maybe I'll do another video on that if you guys want that. But in this video, we're just gonna go through the Winter Park new construction single family homes, and I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen so you can see in this video. This is not the same as Oviedo new construction. You are not going to be buying a house that's in a subdivision that's like very cookie cutter. All of these green dots with the white houses on them represent a different house in Winter Park. So let me just zoom in here. You can see none of these are in like one subdivision. In my last video with Oviedo, you will see a bunch of green dots in like one solid area, and that's because all the houses in that neighborhood are for sale, and it's a new construction neighborhood, if you will. But these are all going to be either one of two things. One developer bought a house and renovated the house, which I'll show you an example of that. The second option is going to be that a developer, or a builder, I should say, bought a vacant land and then they built a new house on it, or a builder bought a plot of land with an existing house on it, knocked it down, and is starting all over. So again, you're not going to find one neighborhood that has a bunch of new construction houses in it. You're going to be looking in one-off situations. So if this is something that you're looking for, definitely reach out to me in this QR code and let's get started on your Winter Park new construction home search. All right, so let's get into it. So this is every single new construction house in Winter Park on the market. And remember, if you are new to Winter Park, there's a difference between 32792 and 32789. Depending on where you're at in each of those areas, the school zones are gonna be different and the vibe of the community is gonna be completely different. All right, so as you can see, these prices start at about $950,000. So new construction, Winter Park, beginning price is $950,000, which is amazing, crazy, and scary all at the same time. And let's see what they're going up to. So almost 7 million is going to be the highest price that's on the market right now. Now, does Winter Park have lakes? Yes. Does it have one of the most expensive lakes? I wonder if the Butler chain's more expensive than the Winter Park chain. But anywho, I would say that these are the best chain of lakes to live on in all of Central Florida. Of course, we have Windermere. Of course, we have where Tiger Woods lived and Shaquille O'Neal and all that stuff. But Winter Park is just unmatched, in my opinion. So, yeah, this is probably on the lake. Let's see. I'm going to pull this up. Oh, it's just like not even built yet. Okay, it's not even on the lake, but it's beautiful and it's huge. So, all right, let's start from the bottom. The bottom being almost $1 million. So this is Carver Street, and actually I have seen this This is not even really new construction. I mean, it is and it isn't. You can see from the front, it just doesn't look like typical new construction. And that is because this is one that a builder did a very good job on, but this was not knocked down to the studs. This was a revamp. I wouldn't call this a flip. This is definitely someone that came in and they knocked down an existing house, or they kind of kept like the structural components. As you can see, it's just a little funky, you know, like new construction. They're not necessarily building this right now. So what I can do with my little MLS knowledge here, I can go down and I can see they've had a hard time selling this, but I can see that they sold it. They bought it, I should say, for $290. And this is what it used to look like. So some could consider this new construction. I don't know if I do. A lot of it is new, but they probably kept the slab and maybe a roof line or two. So this is someone who is, it's a little bit more of a renovation than new construction. This one's on the market for $950. However, it has been on the market for over 100 days. That tells me it is overpriced. Just is what it is. So here we go. This is a true new construction. So almost at $1.2 million in Killarney Shores. This is pre-construction. So a lot of this is going to be pre-construction, where the builder bought a lot and has the plans and has everything ready to go, so that whenever you write an offer on their new construction, they can begin building it. So probably not being built. They give you the floor plans, they give you everything great. And a lot of times on these new construction homes, yeah, everything's already picked out for you, which is a blessing and a curse. Picking out all of this stuff, first of all, you just like need a designer. If you're like me, I would need a designer, because looking at everything online and trying to see if it all goes together is just really difficult for me. So if you're like me, you would want a designer, and it would be even more expensive. So these are kind of not spec homes because they're not built yet, but close to it. So that is 1.2. Here is one for 1.375. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath. This is really, really cool. And I also wonder if this is true new construction, or if this was kind of more of a flip. I can dig into that later. Super cool house. This one's been on the market for 117 days. Now, here in Winter Park, the luxury market is still moving very fast. So if something has been on the market for that long, I just can't help but think that it's probably the condition or the price. So that's all I have to say about that. Now, this is another one, same area. This does look like true new construction. This is almost for 1.4, and it is very nice. Okay, this is so beautiful. I love whenever people do drone pictures of Winter Park. So we have the sunrail that's gonna go here, all these beautiful condos that are in like the $1 million. We have Rollins College. This is Lake Maitland. I love it here. Oh, this is Winter Park. So this is our little, they call this Central Park. And I heard that they're doing a revamp on this. So like an $80 million revamp, something crazy like that. It's already beautiful. I don't know why. Okay, so that is what 1.4 is gonna get you. So in the low, right over $1 million, you are gonna get new construction. I'm seeing consistently 4-bedroom, 3 or 4 bathrooms, right around 3,000 square feet. Here's another one. So these two, it looks like the builder got 2 lots right next to each other. So these are the same floor plan, I'm sure. It just looks like it. This one is really cool. This is 32792. This looks really nice. Almost 1.5. I do love the all white, but this is really cool to see that there's like not necessarily all white. An all white house, I should say. So this is what I was talking about earlier. And I love that they gave us this drone footage. The other builders, the other ones that we are looking at, they're probably not going to give us drone footage, because what is likely happening is that someone bought a lot in a neighborhood that maybe, the neighbor's grass looks like this. This to the left and the right, there's nothing wrong with these houses, but they're not new construction and they're not of the caliber of this $1.5 million house. So I love that this builder, listing agent, whoever decided to do this drone photo was like, you know what? I'm going to show the reality of the situation. This home is not surrounded by $1 million homes. Not yet, anyways. The future looks bright, but not yet. So this is the reality of the situation. So this is what's a little bit different than Oviedo versus Winter Park. When you buy new construction in Oviedo, you are purchasing a neighborhood into a neighborhood where all the houses are of that caliber because they were all built at the same time by that same developer. In Winter Park, people are buying lots in neighborhoods just like this, tearing down the houses and revamping it. So if you are one of the first people to buy these new construction houses, you are going to have to live with the existing neighborhood. Nothing wrong with that, just a preference, whether you like it or not. So this is going to be the nicest house in the neighborhood, which being one of the first ones to do that is not a bad idea. But just to give you a little bit of insight on the investment side of things. Now, this is an Orwin Manor new construction. Wow. So Orwin Manor is a really, really cool neighborhood. It's not a neighborhood with like walls. You just know that you're in Orwin Manor whenever you move there. And Orwin, this is a fun fact, Orwin Manor is Orlando and Winter Park, Orwin, one word. So this is you take a street that takes you from Winter Park into downtown Orlando, and when you're on that street, you're going through Orwin Manor. So these lots are pretty small. They're not huge. The houses are typically like, look how much character even this house to the left has. That's adorable. And a lot of these houses, they're all completely different. A lot of them are still like ranch style, little small 2-1s. And then people are coming along and they're building these McMansions, which are in high demand. So this is beautiful. And I love everything that they've done with it. Very trendy. This is what the people want these days. Whether it's your style or not, this is what the people want these days. So this is in Orwin Manor. And let me show you really quick where this is. So this is 1.549. So see right here, so this is like Park Avenue, which is your downtown Winter Park area. And this house is all the way over here. And remember how I said that Orwin Manor is Winter Park? Yes, but it's really on the outskirts of Winter Park because it's just really close to downtown Orlando. So you have downtown Orlando like down here. So, you know, that's why they call it Orwin Manor. I don't know where I was going with that. I just want to show you guys Orwin Manor. I really like the Orwin Manor neighborhood. So I'm not going to go through all these. That is kind of your entry level new construction. They are not building small houses these days in Winter Park, okay? People want big houses. So let's kind of go to the middle of the road here at this like 3 million-ish house. Okay, this one's gorgeous. This is not necessarily new construction. This has been a total revamp. I have shown this house. And it is stunning. It's right on Palmer, which is kind of a busier road. I'm thinking that that's probably why it has not sold, but it is also surrounded by beautiful big homes. So this is not an area that is suffering at all. These houses are all beautiful in this entire area. And so this person did come in and they did a full renovation, but I really wouldn't consider this new construction. Still beautiful, but not new construction. This is true new construction. They are building this spec house. It is currently under construction. And I just think this is so charming. I don't know why I feel like this is like a French home. Like this belongs in Paris or something, but it's so beautiful. And a lot of these houses, you'll come through and there's like an overhang carport. I forget what they call that. And then you come to the back and you park in the garage in the back of the house. And that's just because these Winter Park lots, sometimes they're deep, but they're not wide. So you have to see what I mean? That's a pretty small lot, truly. And let's go back to this. You do not have a lot of yard here. You do not move to Winter Park for a big yard. Although I do know of one coming up that is on a double lot. I don't know what they're gonna list it at yet, but if you're interested in that, let me know. So this is kind of like middle of the road here, a 5.4, and this is just because of the location here, the fact this new construction, it's a lot bigger than the other ones that were being built. Okay, so let's go to the big ones. We have a few for 6 million, almost 7 million. Let's go to, I love this one. This one's also on Palmer. They started in the mid 7s and they've reduced. Gorgeous. They did a really good job. I do know this builder personally. They did a really good job because on Palmer, there's going to be no street parking. So that's probably their biggest issue on this road. But see how much driveway they did? I mean, you can really fit a lot of people here. So I don't know if you're having more people over than that. I don't even have that many friends. So good for you. Let me go down here. This is this new construction? So this is I know where this is. Okay. I'm not going to go on the tangent that I want to go on right now, but I will just show you that this one started at almost $11 million. Okay. It's not on a lake. Nothing there has sold. So when it came on the market, everyone knew it wasn't going to sell for that. Anywho, I'm not going to get myself in trouble, so I'm going to stop talking about that. But this is a beautiful home. If you are local in the area, you know that this home has been being built for 10 years. And they finally came on the market. And when they came on the market, it was for $11 million. And again, I'm going to stop talking about it because I don't want to get myself in trouble. It is a gorgeous home. So anywho, that is our Winter Park tour, new construction for single family homes. As you can see, the starting prices is right around $1 million. And sometimes that's not even going to get you a true new construction house. That is going to get you something very nice, but maybe remodeled. Reach out to me if you are interested in more new construction opportunities. I have a few off-market properties that are new construction that will be hitting the market over the summer. If you are interested in the inside scoop to Winter Park's new construction scene, let me know. Hope you have a great day. Bye.